just through the rainbow. From the world we know.
Hi girlies, it's gay mermaid time. I feel like I'm ringing a bell like transbians, come get your sustenance.
Rounding the corner with a bunch of lesbians, here we are, Manhattan, can you handle it?
But yeah, we're analysing the Barbie Fairytopia trilogy in terms of world building, themes, and points for analysis, and characters, and we're loosely comparing it to Star Wars and Lord of the Rings to prove that Lena can stand her ground with the trilogy big guns. Alright, gay mermaids, let's go. So obviously the sequel expands on the world that already exists, so we see the beautiful floral world just as we left it last time. But Meradia is also its brand new kingdom full of just as much vibrancy, colour, and characters, including a brand new species. Well, not brand new, because Nalu has already stared Alina down Twilight style, but we learn more about them, so... First of all, let's talk about how with Nalu, we've established another benign dictatorship. But with this one, we know he's a prince. We know therefore there must be a whole royal family that goes along with their prince. We've also clarified that Meradia is independent to Fairytopia, though it seems to also be sort of part of it, and well, I mean certainly geographically it's part of it. Thematically, we also follow on with the nature theme, exploring the waters of Fairytopia and expanding the environmentalism towards the sea. We still have magical plants and flowers, such as the ones that allow Alina and Bibble to breathe underwater, and of course the true self berry, which is a hot commodity. Visually, we of course pull into rich shades of blue, and the clarity of the water intensifies just how unpolluted it is. Actually, unveiling a new world like this is really similar to Star Wars The Emperor Strikes Back, because George Lucas wanted to contrast the desert of Tatooine with the icy Hoth. Fairytopia and Meradia are less contrasted, more compared, with one representing the clean, vibrant, healthy nature of spring flowers, and the other being the clean, vibrant, healthy nature of the oceanic world. Again, that leads to how we can do a reading from like a green theory point of view. These movies are about preservation of the natural world, away from the poison of Laverna. The theme of environmentalism, anti-industrialism, and nature as goodness carries on. One of the other key themes that also carries on, but becomes especially evident in Meradia, is self-sacrifice. Alina denied her wings from Laverna, which allowed her to save the Guardians, and she trades her brand new wings for a tail in Meradia. Alina's greatest moments of strength involve putting others' needs before her own. It's entirely up to all of us to decide the complexities of that value, like, girl, value yourself from time to time. But the theme certainly poses it as a virtue, and certainly it has its values. But I know what the Meradia stands want. Mermaid. Girlfriends. The queer reading for this one performs itself. She's no Diamond Castle, but she's pretty gay. Everyone and their girlfriend ships Alina and Nori, and hell, even with the hetero ending, we can rewrite it into polyamory, right? Or we can just leave Alina free for Sunburst. On the other angle for this reading is that mermaids are a symbol among the trans community, as I've mentioned before, and I'll link the charity below again. Of course, the disabled reading is also back, as is the lovely Em's artwork, and look at the fin design for these prosthetics. I also think she really captured the spirit of Nori. And finally, let's get into the characters. Alina is in her Empire era, coming into her role as hero, but she's still a little unsteady. We also have a weird sea slug and yassified Yoda, but I want to talk about the merpeople. Nalu is already established as hot and flirty from Fairytopia, but I love that he's playing Laverna's minions like a violin. That's actually a really odd saying. Sorry, I am actually going to go on a tangent now. Like, I played the fiddle as a child and it's quite hard. I'm assuming like Nalu is playing them like he's Johnny from Devil Went Down to Georgia, right? Anyway. Though he's the damsel in distress in this one, I like the additions to his character. I think that he's one of the higher tier Barbie men. And of course our girl Nori. She's beautiful, she's feisty, she's referenced by Dua Lipa's character in the Barbie movie, and she has a whole arc of opening up, learning to trust Alina, and getting over her jealousy. I feel like, to bring our trilogies back into this, she's somewhere between like Boromir and Princess Leia. I think that might be a brand new sentence, but it's not inaccurate. Most importantly, of course, though, Bibble ramped up the comedy. There's the whole scene with the like singing berries or whatever, and I laughed so much when I rewatched it as an adult, and it's just as strong now, like as it was, what, 20 years Oh god, it really was probably about 20 years ago, huh? But yeah, often these chaos being comedy characters just don't hit the mark, but Bibble genuinely does for me. He's like this eldritch being of sheer chaos, and it's genuinely funny. He's also not too overplayed. Like, he could have been full on minion, but he's better than that. And that's it. Next week we go in depth on Magic of the Rainbow in an epic conclusion. And finally I'll do a whole exploration of the story from start to finish, all the way from just through the rainbow from the world we know, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss it. Please check out Em's artwork on Tumblr too, as well as my video on her modern day retelling. But that's it for now, so see you guys for the conclusion. Bye girlies!